Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Stories of Yanko back here with another video, and I'm finished with school. I'm finished with training, so I can make my own schedule now. And the NBA Finals has concluded, which was an uneventful finals, but congratulations to the Boston Celtics. And I've thrown out little videos about Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, so y'all kind of could see this video was in the works, but for the longest, I've said Jaylen Brown has been the best player on the Boston Celtics and that he is indeed better than Jayson Tatum. But let me show y'all the problem with that, right? When you're a casual fan, or if you're a fan of that team, or just a fanboy in general, if you spent years getting marketed a certain image of a certain player and that player doesn't live up to that image or that standard, it is a lot harder for you to come off that tip. You feel me? A lot of people have spent years saying that Damian Lillard could win this, this, and he show you that he can't. He can't. But a lot of people are not willing to come off that because for years they told themselves that, and for years they've been told that. It's no different with Jayson Tatum. For years, you guys have been told that he is a superstar and that he's in the conversation with all these guys. Meanwhile, the quote-unquote second option on the team won Conference Finals MVP and Finals MVP. And last time they were in the Finals in 2022, guess who outplayed them? The quote-unquote second option. So are we going to keep saying that Jayson Tatum is the best player on the team, or are we going to finally give the props and flowers to Jaylen Brown to being the best player? It's okay. It's okay to have a change of opinion when you're, I guess, presented new information. A lot of people don't want to change their mind on something that they have been saying for years. It's like with the media also. Mainly with them, because they spent all this money, they spent all this attention, marketing, whatever. I'm talking about the companies as well. There's a lot of money to lose by pivoting to somebody else. They can't market Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown's with Adidas or something like that. But they can't straight up pivot and say, well, Jaylen Brown is the best player, because for years y'all been saying it was Jayson Tatum. Now your credibility is shot. You feel me? Because you spent years talking about this one guy being the best player on the team, and you needed to build a super team just so this guy can get carried by that super team. If Kristaps Porzingis was healthy, he might have won Finals MVP, or Jaylen Brown still. But we know for sure it wasn't going to be Jayson Tatum. It didn't matter that he tried to stat pad in Game 5. It didn't matter that he had one good game. People thought for sure that they were going to rob Jaylen Brown. I did. Because I'm like, bro, there's no way they're going to allow him to get Conference Finals MVP and Finals MVP. I thought they were going to rob him in front of the world. That's how powerful the machine is. And for so long, you guys have been pushing it, saying that he's the best. He's not. And now everybody wants to be obtuse. Now everybody wants to act like, oh, it's a team award. No. Because y'all are ready to have quote-unquote conversations about Jayson Tatum surrounding KD, LeBron, Steph, Jokic, Embiid, who else? Luka. Y'all are definitely pushing him over Luka. Even though if Luka was on the Celtics, it's like, come on now. But y'all are ready to have those conversations if he won Finals MVP or if he led this team. He did not lead this team. Jaylen Brown did. So those conversations are gone. They're done. So I'm here to say Jaylen Brown is the best player on the Boston Celtics, and I'm going to keep it real. I insinuated it like in, one of my videos, and I'm going to keep it real. Part of the reason why Jaylen Brown doesn't get marketed is because Jayson Tatum is a good enough player and marketable enough. It's not that Jaylen Brown isn't marketable. It's like, I'm going to keep it real. There is a hint of colorism when it comes to this situation. You have this handsome, light-skinned guy that you guys have been pushing ever since he came out of Duke. His rookie year, all this stuff. And then you got this dark-skinned guy, you feel me, that you said didn't have a left hand. You criticized him on his contract. All this other stuff, right, that didn't have the game like Kobe or anything like that. He had no narrative coming into the league. No narrative. He just kept getting better and better and better. You feel me? There is an element of colorism, an element of, you feel me, elitism, or whatever you want to call it. Because they marketed Jayson Tatum as that guy. And now they don't want to renege on that because they've invested too much into that image, even though it's a false image. It is a false image. Moving forward, I want to see them talk about, like, yeah, Jaylen Brown, you know, how's he going to do it? Because he's a low-tier superstar. He's the lowest-tier superstar in the league. He is a superstar. That's the range that I'm willing to give him. Jayson Tatum is not a superstar. You know, I got friends that are not willing to say that Jaylen Brown is better. There is no, look, what makes a narrative and what makes something factual are two different things. A narrative is to say that Jayson Tatum is still the best player on the Boston Celtics or just the best player in general because there's none to substantiate it. He didn't get Conference Finals MVP on their championship run. He didn't get Finals MVP on the championship run. And many times he had to be bailed out by Jrue Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, and Derek White. So it's like, you feel me? That's not a superstar. That's not the best player on the team. You constantly got to get bailed out in order to get a championship. And nobody gives a fuck about it because everybody wants to be obtuse. If they were marketing Jaylen Brown, people would be like, okay, the Boston Celtics won. But nobody gives a fuck. Nobody's talking about it. The parade, like literally, this is the first time I've ever seen a championship parade just be so underpromoted. Nobody cared. Nobody cared because we knew that it was a super team. I had them coming out the East. So it's like, you know, we're going to see what happens next year. You feel me? Maybe the Knicks can compete. Maybe a healthy Bucks team can compete. But this team is a juggernaut. And, you know, it's a super team. It is what it is. Niggas tried to make it seem like niggas weren't calling them a super team before. Oh, don't call them a super team now. They've been called a super team. like what? I have video documentation. You feel me? I made a whole video calling other niggas super teams. You feel me? So it's just one of these things that I don't like because now we got to see what's going to happen moving forward with the Boston Celtics. This is not somebody that's trying to break them up. I don't give a fuck enough about Jayson Tatum for me to want to break them up or the Boston Celtics. Nobody's trying to quote unquote break them up. Like literally my team is rebuilding right now and we might get Cooper Flag or Ace Bailey. I could give a fuck about the Boston Celtics and breaking them up. My team is going to be trash for a while. So by the time that the Celtics start to fall off, like my team is going to be coming into their prime or close to their prime and we're going to be winning championships or competing for them. So I could care less about quote unquote breaking them up. Like a lot of people, Boston Celtics fans think that people want to quote unquote break them up. Like, dude, Jayson Tatum is not good enough for someone to want to break them up. He is not scary enough as a player for people to want to break them up. People are just keeping it real. At this point, we're just keeping it real. They already won the championship. We have no reason to not be honest. If I kept it real, I said, if I was them, I would look into trading that nigga. I ain't gonna hold you. I will look into trading Jayson Tatum just to keep this possible dynasty alive because you really don't need him. They don't need him. It's not a hot take. They don't need him. How many times has Jayson Tatum disappeared during this finals run, playoff run? You really don't need him. Nigga, like you can get Josh Hart and he can fit it. Like, I'm just keeping it real. Like, a lot of people don't want to keep it honest or keep it real about Jayson Tatum. This nigga is not as impactful as y'all thought he was. Just because y'all marketed him as such, that doesn't mean that he was that. Jaylen Brown has proven that he can be the best player on a championship caliber team, even if it's a super team. They could have made it there without Jayson Tatum. So it's about time to give that man his flowers. I know a lot of people are going to give me pushback or whatever like that. I had some dude in the comments talking about oh, your videos are never going to take. Motherfucker, I am focused on making money in real life. You feel me? Hold on. Let me go off the script. Let me break the fourth wall for you niggas. You feel me? A lot of these guys, there is no retirement plan with this shit. You feel me? If you want to make content and that's what you want to do and that's what you're passionate about, sure, follow that. But make other business endeavors. Like, invest your money. into something else. You feel me? Don't just sit up here and try to be a content creator, because eventually you're going to have kids. Eventually you're going to get older. Can you imagine yourself in your 50s, 60s, having to get up and put a microphone to your goddamn face in order to make some money? You feel me? Do something that you can invest in, something that you can make money off of, because nothing is guaranteed with the content creation stuff. Nothing is guaranteed. I do this as a hobby, as a side little thing. This is not something that I care if I take off or nothing like that. So if you're passionate about this, you feel me? And I am passionate to an extent, but I like motorcycles. I like fashion. I like other different things. You feel me? This is just me talking to y'all. You feel me? This is a real message from me. You feel me? So a lot of these guys get caught up emotional and everything. Think everybody that makes content is trying to be a content creator for the long haul, or because they're trying to make it out a certain place. Nigga, I make money in real life. You feel me? I just got out of training for my new job that I went to school for. I'm actually trying to make real moves. You feel me? So I'm sorry if my basketball opinions hurt some of you niggas, but we doing big things in real life. That's all I gotta say. Peace.